Yeah, an optical illusion picture, just what we want to do today. Oh yeah. All I'm doing is adding a rainbow texture to this now. And my other videos, you saw me do this as a spiral if you look up close here. All I'm doing is adding layers and layers of color, especially with orange and yellow. So that's the most repetitive color that we have in this picture. Now what I mean by repetitive is colors that repeat themselves over and over again. Can't go wrong with that. No, no, no. Can't go wrong with that. Now with a canvas, I colored it black. Just so these colors would, shine through. Look at that. Colors are blending in as nicely as they can. I love that. Yeah, a little touch of white. I mean, this is as creative as you can get with rainbow colors. I mean, there's no right or wrong answer to what picture you make, as long as you have the mindset and you can put colors together. You can go a long way with these. Just going to put some orange there. I'll loosen it up. Set that right off. Now the colors start out very small and they get large towards the back. The outer edge of the canvas here, so you gotta be patient when you do this. Remember guys, art takes lots of patience. That's the thing, that's the key. I know you're getting kind of tired of hearing me say this, but it's true. Yeah, I'll add in a little bit of orange right there. Now in the previous videos you saw me using the same paintbrush. To me, it's however you want to do it. I'm not going to judge you on how, unique you are and how you want to use the brush. It all depends on what type of person you are and what you're going for. Everybody has their own thing, to each his own. Dropping some blue right here. And don't forget, this is an optical illusion picture. And we're going to get really, really crazy and spontaneous towards the end. Wait till you see the ending of this. Okay. Now we're going to go into some purple. Okay, we're going to go into some red. The colors show up very nicely. But the way I like to do it is I like to take layers and layers of color and just simply mash them all together. Kind of like a mishmash type of, style. And most of this stuff took place in the 1960s, back when in 80s. And if you get a chance, look up optical illusion pictures, and you'll see what I'm demonstrating to you guys looking at the video here. We want to be working our way up there. Want to be careful. And don't worry, there'll be plenty more videos to watch out here too. Putting some more yellow up there. Now let's fix up our orange here. Okay. Now that if you want to see the palette that I am making, I'm going to point the camera around here to show you guys. Yep. Here's my setup, and here are the colors I'm using. That's the red color, the orange color, the yellow, the white, the purple, the blue, a mixture of some green and yellow. All mixed around the canvas palette today. That's what I use to spray the palette in case I need some time to, in case I'm away from my paint palette. You see this spray bottle I use as an important tool. Because acrylic paint is very, very thick pigment. You can add water to it and it'll make it loose. But it dries very quickly. I'm telling you, you gotta use it correctly. Okay. Now I just saw my palette. It's always a rainbow palette. Yeah. And don't forget, guys, you can do almost anything. You can do anything with optical illusion pictures. I know you've been tired of hearing me say this, but there's really no wrong way or one way of doing stuff. Just to be a little more explanatory, guys, that while I'm painting, I'm going to get you guys to learn a little bit about art and what's expected of it. I mean, the job as a graphic designer is to sell a brand and give it an artistic value. A painter has to be able to sell the picture and be a salesman with it and try to market himself or herself across the internet or globe, or both. It's not only you gotta sell your work, but sell yourself. Remember, a good artist's work is just never done, folks. Never done. Another important piece of information I must share with you guys while I'm doing this is, in graphic design, the computer art, there's a thing called Gestalt, and there's, you know, 5 theories with that principle. You gotta know. Okay, so the 5 things of Gestalt that you need to know are closure's one of them, proximity's one of them, similarity is another, also figure ground relationships is another, and there's continuation. That's all 5. Okay, so a little more red in there too. Represents and demonstrates how well of a designer you are, how much education you've earned. And that Gestalt theory will be with you all your life. It's very important and educational for a designer or artist. That's basically what we're here for. Teach you some stuff. Give you some ideas. Also, there's three three styles of art: realism, impressionism, and expressionism. Now, impressionism is a very abstract one. It means you can't tell what the painting is. Realism is when you had to use variations of brushes. It's a very educational quality. And of course, you gotta understand color theory too, but we'll get into that later. Another thing I should tell you about art is that there are 7 principles in design. The principles of, art and design are, scale, movement, uh, balance, rhythm, repetition, unity, and variety. And they all balance each other. They go hand in hand, They all go hand in hand. You gotta look at art as a teeter-totter. You're trying to balance, this part of the picture with this part of the picture, and just so that they can kind of equal each other. But there's other ways of doing it. You can get out of the center of the picture. You can do, miscellaneous stuff with it. You can just go outside the box and just think of it as if it's your friend. That's what a bunch of artists taught me. I mean, still, there's all kinds of brushes you could use. You know, varieties of equipment. Like, you can use a paint knife, you can use a putty knife, which is this little thing right here. A 1-inch brush, which is this thing right here. See it? There's all kinds of stuff. You just gotta pick out what it is and You'll find your niche. Anybody can do that. And I'm just trying to get you guys excited, prepared, and educated for this day's picture. Dropping some orange there. And then we're going to drop in some yellow. Put in some green. And while you're at it, you can check out my Etsy page and see if you want a picture of your own. You can always go to my link, click on the purchase button, and there you go. Drop the color blue right here. And then we're going to add a little bit of white. Oh, and try not to overfill your brush too. You can always go back and add more. Getting back to the three styles of art, we already talked about realism, expressionism, and realism, expressionism, and impressionism. Uh, Impressionism is what kind of mood or feelings you want to express in your picture. Like, for instance, if you want to display the mood of anger, you'd paint anger on this picture. But if you want to stick to painting things happy or sad, whatever mood you want to portray, you can do it any way you want to. Realism has a lot of strict rules in it, though. We'll get to that. Anyway, what I haven't told you about today is I'm painting the colors that you see in a kaleidoscope. There's all kinds of ways you can do this picture. Something you have to be dedicated upon too, don't forget. And these blocks and squares get wider and wider as they go onto the horizon. I mean distance. That's what you call it. I was watering down my acrylic tray here. It's always best to do that because you don't want your colors drying up on you, or else you're not going to be able to do any. Won't be able to do this picture quick enough. It's always best to keep things watered down, especially if you're working with watercolor pigment. Well, you know what I mean. Don't forget, you can always, have more room for improvement as you go. See that? We're adding another layer. You can try and blend that in, the orange and yellow together. See how nice that looks? Okay, now you gotta go on to green. Don't forget though, I try and do pictures that come from my heart in Sioux. I don't I don't really stand copying. Copying stuff gets you in trouble. Okay, on to the purple paint. Yep, you can always catch me here on YouTube. It's always good to get an apron on. With that apron, you won't have to worry about making messes. That's what my dad used to tell me. And if you people are wondering how I'm using the same brush over and over again, because it's the magic of acrylic paint. Just the way it works. You just have to Now for oil paint, you have to use, your odorless paint thinner. But for acrylic, you can just use water and, paper towels to clean it off. That's always spare, like, spare thing to have. Also using one brush to make things fly faster. Add a tint of light color to the blue. Gotta make the full range of value equal though. And back to the red. And with these colors, they get smoother and smoother, on and on and on with the same picture all the time. No matter how many layers you put on here, it's always going to be, room for improvement all the time. onto the purple again. We'll add some blue in there. So if the colors get darker, the colors that get darker, don't be afraid to look at your canvas really closely here, like I'm doing. Trying to lighten up the green there. Gotta lighten up the purple too. Yep, we're going to have a big wash down for this canvas once it gets done. Texture, okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Red always comes next after purple. If you keep your colors in order, like so. Ah, look at that. It's starting to come to life now. It's like you're twisting on a turntable looking at all kinds of color from a kaleidoscope, huh? That's what optical illusion pictures do for you. Make you see all kinds of colors that you never believed you would see before. And they are beautiful. Orange comes next. Don't forget to lighten that orange up now, because you are definitely going to need that. Probably yellow that up if you want to. A little bit of backwards color here and there, but we'll get there. Don't you worry. Okay, now it's time to clean the brush off. I'll be right back. It's always a good thing I have a sink nearby my studio here, in case I need it. Okay. We'll go back into yellow. And I'm just going to sift this off right here with our paper towel and just go like that. And then we're just going to paint over that like this. Now for the green. Don't be afraid to use this brush if you have to. Just do that. In comes more purple paint right here. And put some blue right here. Painting is a lot of fun, isn't it? Just follow the way of the color. That's all we're going to do. I know you viewers will be counting on me to finish this picture, but we're going to have to do that in the next video. We're going to wrap this up, shortly here. Before we do, let's do all we can with it. basically count myself to do this picture. All you guys' support. So it goes blue, purple, red, and a little touch of, you name it, white. Tell my yellow's kind of wearing out, but what do you expect? That's life for you. There we go. Now the yellow's getting sharp and bright for all to see. A touch of green. Now you notice I'm not copying anything, so like I said, I'm only doing this from the heart. And then blue. Yep, we're just going to keep plugging away at this until it's mostly complete. Wait till everyone sees this, because this will definitely blow their minds apart. Well, see you all later, folks. Catch me on the next video. Johnny Petrow painting. Peace. And happy pictures.